Keanu Reeves was blocked by a motorbike gang. Keanu Reeves was almost slapped. But when the truth was revealed, Keanu Reeves had always preferred riding his motorcycle over driving a car. There was something peaceful about the open road, the hum of the engine, the wind rushing past. That night, after a long day of filming, he decided to take the scenic road home, riding through the dimly lit streets of Los Angeles. But as he cruised through an industrial area, the sound of multiple engines roared behind him. In his mirror, he saw them, 6 motorbikes closing in fast. Before he could react, they spread out and blocked his path at the next intersection. The gang wore matching leather jackets, their faces partially hidden by helmets and bandanas. The leader, a tall man with a skull patch on his vest, stepped forward. "Hey, rich boy," he sneered. "You think you can just roll through our streets?" Keanu calmly pulled off his helmet, his expression unreadable. "I wasn't aware the road belonged to anyone." The other bikers chuckled darkly. A stocky man with a scar across his cheek stepped closer. "We don't like outsiders coming through here, especially ones who look like they've got money to burn." Keanu remained unfazed. "I'm just heading home." The leader scoffed. "Not so fast." He reached out as if to grab Keanu's jacket, or maybe slap him. But before he could touch him, one of the younger bikers suddenly gasped, Wait, that's Keanu Reeves." The gang froze. The leader's hand hovered in midair. The young biker pulled off his helmet, eyes wide with disbelief. "Are you serious? Do you guys not recognize him? John Wick, The Matrix, the guy is a legend." The gang exchanged glances. The leader squinted at Keanu, finally realizing the truth. "Wait, you're Keanu Reeves?" Keanu smirked. "Last time I checked." The gang immediately changed their tone. The stocky biker with the scar burst out laughing. "Oh man, we almost jumped John Wick. That would have been the biggest mistake of our lives." The tension vanished. The bikers suddenly started talking all at once. "Bro, I love your movies. Is it true you do all your own stunts? Wait, you actually ride? What bike is that?" Keanu chuckled. "It's a Norton Commando, classic but smooth." The leader, now looking a little embarrassed, scratched the back of his head. "Listen, man, sorry about all this. We thought you were some rich guy showing off." Keanu shrugged. "No hard feelings." One of the bikers grinned. "Hey, since you're here, why don't you ride with us for a bit?" Keanu thought about it for a moment, then smiled. "All right, let's ride." And just like that, what started as a confrontation turned into an unforgettable night, tearing through the streets of LA with a gang that almost made the worst mistake of their lives. The night air was crisp as Keanu and the bikers roared down the highway, their engines echoing through the city. What had started as a tense standoff had turned into something completely unexpected, a midnight ride with a gang that moments ago had been ready to throw fists. Keanu had ridden with a lot of people before, but there was something raw and unfiltered about this group. They weren't stunt riders or Hollywood professionals. They were real bikers, living for the road, feeling every turn, every shift of the engine deep in their bones. After about an hour, the gang pulled into an old gas station on the outskirts of the city. The flickering neon sign read Eddie's Pit Stop, a rundown joint that looked like it had been there since the 70s. The bikers parked in a row, Keanu right in the middle of them. As he pulled off his helmet, the leader, whose name was revealed to be Vic, grinned at him. "All right, I gotta admit, you can ride. You're not just some Hollywood pretty boy." Keanu smirked. "Appreciate that." The stocky biker with the scar, who went by Digger, leaned against his bike. "So tell me, Reeves, in John Wick, when you're tearing through bad guys on a motorcycle, how much of that is really you?" Keanu chuckled. "Let's just say more than you'd think." The younger biker, the one who had recognized him earlier, was practically buzzing with excitement. "Man, I still can't believe this. My girlfriend is never gonna believe I met John Wick on a random night ride." Keanu laughed. "You got a name?" The kid straightened up. "Yeah, Kyle." Vic nudged Kyle. "Well, Kyle here just saved us from the embarrassment of a lifetime. If we'd actually jumped Keanu Reeves, we'd be all over the news as the dumbest bikers alive." The whole group laughed. Inside the gas station, they grabbed some drinks and snacks, leaning against their bikes as they talked. At some point, Vic got a little more serious. "You know, we don't just ride for fun. We do charity runs, too. Raise money for vets, food banks, shelters. People don't really take us seriously, though. bike has got a reputation. Keanu listened intently. He respected people who use their passion for good. Kyle chimed in. If someone like you joined us for a ride, man, that could change everything. Get people to see what we really do. The gang went quiet, waiting to see how Keanu would react. He thought about it for a moment, then took a sip of his drink. When's your next ride? Vic blinked. You serious? Keanu nodded. If I'm in town, I'll be there. Digger let out a whistle. Well, damn. Kyle grinned like a kid on Christmas. Vic clapped Keanu on the back. All right then, Reeves. Welcome to the ride. As the night rolled on, Keanu realized this wasn't just another random encounter. This was the start of something bigger. And just like that, what began as a near fight on the streets of LA turned into an unexpected brotherhood, bound not by fame, but by the love of the ride. A week later, Keanu found himself back on his Norton Commando, rolling up to an old warehouse parking lot just outside of Los Angeles. The Black Crows were already there, their bikes lined up, engines rumbling. Vic spotted him first and grinned. Didn't think you'd actually show. Keanu pulled off his helmet and smirked. Told you I would. Kyle practically bounced with excitement. This is insane. Keanu Reeves riding with us. Digger chuckled. Yeah, let's hope he doesn't outshine us on the road. The plan for the night was simple. A charity ride to raise money for a local veterans shelter. The gang had organized a meet-up at a diner on the other side of town, where more bikers would join before the big ride through the city. As they rolled out, Keanu rode in the middle of the pack, feeling the familiar rush of the road beneath him. But this time, it wasn't about speed or adrenaline. It was about something bigger. By the time they reached the diner, the lot was packed with bikes of all kinds. Harleys, Ducatis, custom choppers. Riders milled around, some chatting, some adjusting their gear. When Keanu pulled in, heads turned. Holy, wait, is that? No way. Dude, Keanu Reeves is riding with the Black Crows. A burly man with a long beard and a denim vest strode up, shaking his head in disbelief. Vic, you didn't tell me you brought Hollywood to the ride. Vic smirked. Didn't think you'd believe me. Keanu shook the man's hand. Happy to be here. The bearded man laughed. Brother, you just made this ride the biggest one we've ever had. More bikers gathered around, snapping photos, some just shaking their heads in shock. But Keanu wasn't here to be a celebrity. He was here to ride. As the sun dipped below the skyline, the roar of 100 motorcycles filled the streets. People stopped to watch as the massive convoy rolled through the city, headlights shining like a river of light. At the veterans' shelter, the bikers handed over the funds they had raised, enough to keep the place running for months. The head of the shelter, an elderly man with kind eyes, shook Keanu's hand. Didn't expect to see you here, he said with a chuckle. Keanu simply smiled. Glad I could help. As the night wound down, Vic leaned against his bike, watching the scene unfold. You know, Reeves, you're all right. Keanu grinned. Took you long enough to figure that out. Kyle chimed in, still grinning ear to ear. Man, best night ever. Digger raised a bottle of soda. To the road, and to the craziest damn ride we've ever had. Keanu lifted his own drink. To the road. And with that, a Hollywood legend became more than just a star. He became part of the pack.